The lights inside the massive theater burned bright, but the boy standing at center stage felt cold. His name was Arif Malik, a 13-year-old who had traveled farther than most people in the audience could imagine. His clothes were neat but worn, his shoes missing, and his eyes held a mix of fear and determination that instantly caught attention. As the crowd murmured, the judges leaned forward, unsure of what they were about to witness. This was America's most famous talent stage, a place where dreams were either lifted or crushed within minutes. Simon Cowell glanced at the cue card and raised an eyebrow. He had seen thousands of contestants, many with stories designed to pull at emotions. He was known for being unmoved by tragedy alone. Talent mattered. Results mattered. The boy's presence, however, felt different, as if the room itself had quieted in respect. Arif introduced himself softly. His accent revealed his roots immediately, and some in the audience exchanged curious looks. When asked where he was from, he explained that he came from a small village where electricity only worked a few hours a day. Music, he said, was the one thing that made the nights feel less dark. The judges smiled politely, but the skepticism was clear. They had heard similar words before. Then came the question that changed everything. Why did you come here? Arif swallowed and told them that his mother used to sing when they were hungry. When there was no food, no money, and no hope, her voice made him believe tomorrow might be better. She'd passed away 2 years ago, and singing was the only way he still felt close to her. This audition was not about fame. It was about proving that her voice lived on through him. A hush fell over the audience. One judge wiped her eye already, though the audition had not even begun. When the music started, it was simple. No flashy production, no backup track filled with drama. Just a soft piano and a boy standing alone. Arif closed his eyes, took a breath, and sang the first note. The sound that came out of him did not match his age or appearance. It was deep with emotion, cracked slightly with pain, and carried a raw honesty that instantly pierced the room. The audience leaned forward. The judges froze. By the second line, tears were visible. Not polite tears. Not controlled emotion. Real, shaken reactions. Arif was not just singing notes. He was telling a story of loss, hunger, cold nights, and quiet prayers whispered into darkness. Simon Cowell's expression changed completely. The tough critic who had stopped countless performances mid-song did not move. His eyes were fixed on the boy, unblinking. Halfway through the song, Arif's voice began to shake. For a moment, it seemed he might break. Then he looked up toward the ceiling lights, as if singing to someone who could no longer be there, and his voice soared higher, stronger, fuller. The audience erupted into applause even before the song ended. One judge covered her face completely, crying openly. Another stood up without realizing it. The energy in the room felt electric, almost overwhelming. When the final note faded, there was silence. Not the awkward kind. The sacred kind. Then the entire theater exploded into cheers. People stood, clapped, screamed, and cried all at once. Arif stood frozen, unsure if he had done something wrong. Simon Cowell cleared his throat. His voice, when he finally spoke, was quieter than usual. He told Arif that in all his years on television, moments like this were rare. Moments that reminded everyone why this stage existed in the first place. Just as Arif began to smile, Simon added something unexpected. He said that while the performance was beautiful, there was something the boy did not know yet. The producers had uncovered part of Arif's story that even the judges did not fully understand. The lights dimmed, and a screen behind Arif turned on. A short video played, showing his village. The small home. The broken roof. The empty kitchen. Then it showed something else. A woman teaching children to sing under a tree. It was Arif's mother. The judges gasped. Arif's knees buckled as he recognized the footage. He had never seen this recording before. The video revealed that his mother had once auditioned for a local competition but was rejected harshly. She returned home humiliated but continued teaching music to village children anyway, believing talent should never be wasted, even if dreams were denied. Simon looked directly at Arif and said that this audition was not just redemption for him, but for her. Before Arif could process those words, Simon stood up and reached for the golden buzzer. The moment he pressed it, golden confetti exploded from the ceiling. The audience screamed. The judges cried harder. Arif collapsed to the floor, overwhelmed, shaking, unable to breathe through the emotion. But the story did not end there. Backstage, As producers hugged Arav, another twist waited. A woman approached him slowly, tears in her eyes. She introduced herself as one of the children his mother had taught years ago. She had grown up, moved to America, and now worked with the show. She told him that his mother's voice had inspired her to survive her own hardships. That night, Arav did not just win a golden buzzer. He unknowingly reunited a legacy. As the show aired weeks later, the performance went viral. Millions shared it. Donations poured into his village. Schools offered scholarships. Music teachers volunteered. But fame was not what changed Arav most. In the finals, Arav returned to the stage stronger, more confident, but still humble. He sang an original song he had written for his mother. This time, the entire audience sang the chorus with him. Judges stood before the song even ended. Though Arav did not win first place, his journey became the most remembered moment of the season. Simon later admitted in an interview that pressing the golden buzzer that day was one of the most emotional decisions of his career. Years later, Arav would build a music school in his village, naming it after his mother. He would remind every child who walked through its doors that pain does not erase purpose, and poverty does not silence talent. And it all began with a barefoot boy, a trembling voice, and a song that made judges cry instantly.